I used to have several sites. Now I kind of like the grower's edge. It gives me that cash max. You can tell it which markets you're looking for, and it will tell you what your highest net back is based on the price they're paying at that time and the basis that they're paying. And that's pretty handy because I don't have to go to so many different sites.
Good afternoon and welcome to GrainTV. It's July 23rd, 2013. I'm Logan Burgess. To my right here is Brock Shimano. Brock, let's jump into fire tip. See how the grains closed out the day here on a Tuesday. As you can see, a lot of red on the board. Old crop corn down 18 1/4. New crop down 12 cents. Old crop beans down 57 3/4. We saw the new crop delivery down 28 1/4. And wheat had a relatively more quiet trade today, down just 6 in Chicago, off just 3 in Kansas City. Obviously the big mover though today was that August soybean contract catching a lot of attention. Limits on soybeans is 70 cents. In one day, and we certainly came close to pushing that in today's action. Certainly seemed like the cash market fell out of this market, or fell out of bed early this morning. We saw basis levels down 30 to 60 cents before the market really started selling hard, and I think kind of compounding that was a story or a rumor that the Chinese may be getting ready to sell some beans out of state reserves. Bottom line, big day down for that August contract. And we're still kind of trading though in the range that we've tested for the last couple of days. So we'll have to see where that goes, but certainly the cash market not helping out anything there today. Brock, turning our attention though to the new crop corn contract, that got a lot of attention as well. Certainly some low numbers printed today that we haven't seen in a while.
You know, I think we saw the funds really get in and start selling pretty heavily, both in soybeans and in corn. Mm-hmm. For corn, we saw 17,000 contracts being net sold by funds. For soybeans, 13,000 contracts. So that really pressured both of those markets. If we take a look at the daily corn chart here for the December contract, you can see that last bar is the one we want to pay attention to. We went down and we met that support level that we've been talking about here for about 10 days or so, about the 485 area. It's the bottom side of that channel that we've been trading in most of the winter. So that's going to be a key area to watch over the next couple of sessions. 485, it did hold the day. If we continue to see pretty good growing conditions like we have been seeing, and weather forecasts looking pretty favorable for the next, basically through the weekend, we could see us break through that and head quite a bit lower here in the near term.
Yeah, you know, Brock, yesterday we did see the USDA actually downgrade good to excellent ratings, but it seems like the conditions expected here for the remainder of the week are very good. How are we looking right now in terms of greenness that we talk about here on the show?
You know, we did just get the most recent greenness maps updated by Planalytics. If you take a look at the overall picture here for the United States, you can see that we are relatively in pretty good shape across much of the growing region. Some areas of concern are in the southwestern part of the Midwest, down into Missouri, Kansas, the western part of Nebraska, but the rest of the area is looking pretty solid right now. If we zoom in just a little bit closer and take a look at Iowa and southern Minnesota, northern Iowa, you can see that we are continuing to see greenness build there, where we did have a little bit of a concern a couple of weeks ago. So it's good to see more greenness there. But out in the eastern corn belt as well, we saw the clouds lift there. We saw the sun come out. We saw it dry up a little bit. So we are adding some greenness, especially in the Indiana and western Ohio area, which is good to see them out there moving along rather quickly.
Yeah, you know, in the last couple of days here, or really weeks, I guess, talked to a lot of producers that have been getting some good rain in their area, but certainly talking to a lot as well that say that they could use a little bit more precipitation at this time. That certainly looks to be reflected in the soil moisture capacity maps that we received today from Planalytics. Take a look here. You can see that we now have soil moistures down into the 70s and into the 60s as well for Iowa, southern Wisconsin there, and into Minnesota. If you look up there into the northern plains states and out west, like you said, Brock, things are certainly still pretty darn dry there into western Nebraska, South Dakota, and into North Dakota. And right now, one thing that people are watching in terms of wheat is the North Dakota spring wheat tour that's underway. We talked about it a little bit on yesterday's show. You can see here this map kind of details where the tour is going to be going, and as you can see, day one here covered the southern portion of that state. The surveys that were done today, the crop scouts reported that they were highly variable. They saw some fields that were down to 30 bushels per acre, some at the high end up around 60 bushels per acre. But on net, they're looking at a crop in southern North Dakota right now that looks very good compared to last year. 5 bushels per acre on average, better than what they saw last year. And as we know from the USDA, right now the USDA pegs 68% of the spring wheat crop rated good to excellent. So certainly day one, I guess, kind of confirmed what we've known from from the USDA and from talking to producers is that right now the crop's off to a pretty good start, and the bushel per acre expectations are pretty good. We'll have to see what day 2 and day 3 here bring. We will get the final breakdown of those expectations on Thursday, and we'll keep you posted on that here on GrainTV.
You know, heading out towards the rest of the week, tomorrow we do get the EIA ethanol numbers. We have seen corn prices back off here a little bit in the last week or so. We've seen pretty good production levels over the last 3 or 4 weeks. What do you anticipate here moving forward?
You know, seasonally at this time of year, we do see a little bit of a back off in ethanol production during the months of July and August. But like you said, you know, we have seen corn numbers in general back off here, and I think expectations are for corn numbers to remain stable to maybe a little bit lower. So as you said, we'll have to see if we can continue the pretty fast pace of production that we've seen over the last several weeks here.
And of course on Thursday we'll be reporting on the spring wheat tour results later in the afternoon, and then we also get the export sales figures on Thursday morning. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at GrainTV. We'll report on all those results as they come across the news wires. Check us out on Facebook or get a hold of us at 877-472-4607.
Have a good one.